Hey guys, the Cup Series was in Las Vegas this weekend, just like the other two national series, and for the Cup Series, it was the first of their playoff races, the first playoff race, the first of the round of 16. Martin Truex Jr. clinches his spot into the second round, the round of 12, by winning at Las Vegas. He gets his 24th career Cup Series win after starting 24th. We were all counting him out. That's a bad qualifying position, but he gets the win. Now let's go through the results of the Cup Series playoff opener at Las Vegas. So we have Martin Truex Jr., then we have Kevin Harvick. All Stewart-Haas cars started 1, 2, 3, 4. We thought they wouldn't do well in the race. They were too trimmed out. They wouldn't handle well. Well, Kevin Harvick pretty much proved us wrong because he was able to stay in the top 10, top 5 all day long and battle back up for a second place finish. So that's good for Kevin Harvick. He has a big buffer over the playoff cut line. Brad Keselowski was having an awful day all day long. He couldn't get into the top 15. He was 18th to 20th the whole time. Finally, they decided to come down pit road and open up the hood. They opened up the hood, lost tons of time. That was like crazy, and I guess whatever they did worked because they got up to third in a top 5 finish for Brad Keselowski. So that's really good for him. Chase Elliott gets 4th. Chase Elliott had a really great day going today. His car was set up for the nighttime, which is when it ended. So that's really good for Chase Elliott. He had some damage with Kurt Busch and Martin Truex Jr. He had to come down pit road then, but good thing his car was set up for the night because when he changed tires, so his tire wouldn't blow, he had to go to the back of the pack, but he battled back up to get a 4th place finish. So good for Chase Elliott. Ryan Blaney gets 5th. Ryan Blaney had a really good day today. He was in the top 10, top 5 all day long, so that's really good for Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney had a few close calls today, especially with like 3 wide situations, and he side drafted William Byron a little bit too hard. We'll get to William Byron in a minute. But Alex Bowman first. Alex Bowman gets 6th. Alex Bowman has been bad lately. And Alex Bowman proved that he's worthy of being in these playoffs, and he got a 6th place top 10 finish. He was in the top 5 for a while. He's doing a really great job tonight. Really solid, great day for Alex Bowman. Now in 7th we have William Byron. William Byron blew a tire and spun right at the entrance of pit road. Didn't hit anything though, but that was because on the backstretch, Ryan Blaney was side drafting William Byron a little too hard. That cut down Byron's tire. He was smoking, and finally it cut and he spun. So unfortunate for William Byron, but William Byron battled back up to get a 7th place finish. That is awesome right there. He battled back up to get 7th, the top 10 for William Byron. In 8th place, we have Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson had a great day going. He was in the top 5 all day long, but then he had too many men over the wall because one of his pit crew members just fell over the wall head first, and that gave him a penalty, sent him back. But it took him a while, but he got back up to 8th, the top 10 finish for Kyle Larson. Joey Logano gets 9th. Joey Logano won the first stage. This car was the dominant one in the first stage. But he had some damage going with Daniel Suarez pinching him up in the wall, and then he had a little skirmish with Chris Buescher, almost spun out, and he was not pleased with Daniel Suarez at all. Daniel Suarez pinched him up in the wall. He had damage. Joey Logano had to go to the back. It pitted when Chase Elliott did, and Joey Logano was not happy, and Joey Logano battled back up to get a 9th place finish. So it could have been worse. He won the first stage, so top 10. Ryan Newman gets 10th. Ryan Newman, once again, just a quiet day, doing what he needs to do. He's currently below the cut line by like 5 or 6 points, but still, he's doing what he needs to do. He's having these solid days, not getting stage points, but he's having these solid finishes, and that's going to pay out for him in the long run. And Ryan Newman gets another top 10 in 10th place. And really close at the line, him and Jimmy Johnson. Newman gets the advantage. Jimmy Johnson gets 11th. Jimmy Johnson didn't make the playoffs for the first time ever, and So Jimmy Johnson gets 11th. Pretty good day. Austin Dillon gets 12th. That's a pretty good day for Austin Dillon. He was up there all day long today, so that's a pretty good step up for that Childress car. Same with Daniel Hemrick was doing good as well. Eric Almirola got tons of stage points at the beginning. He was in the top 5, like all the Stewart-Haas cars at the beginning. Dropped back, got 11th, no stage points in the second stage, but he gets 13th in the final results, which isn't terrible. Top 15, but I'm sure he wanted more with his playoff situation. Paul Menard gets 14th, his last year. Denny Hamlin gets 15th. Denny Hamlin struggled all day long, but at least he gets a top 15 finish. Kind of unfortunate for Denny Hamlin. Ty Dillon gets 16th. Daniel Hemrick gets 17th. He was in the top 10 for a while today. Good job by Daniel Hemrick. Chris Buescher, another solid top 20 by Chris Buescher. Kyle Busch gets 19th. Kyle Busch scraped the wall early. He had to go 2 laps down. He battled his way back up slowly to just 1 lap down. Finally, back on the lead lap. Then he runs into the back of the lap car of Garrett Smithley and blames it on him. He says Garrett Smithley doesn't know what line to choose, even though Garrett Smithley was holding his line, and Kyle Busch assumed that he would go high, so Kyle Busch went in the middle, but that's where Garrett Smithley was. Kyle Busch doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, really, it could have been a lot worse for you, Kyle Busch. You made the mistake to put yourself in this hole. So, yeah. Daniel Suarez, Stewart-Haas car, started second. Suarez had a pretty good day going at the beginning, but dropped back to 20th. Kind of had some damage from pinching Joey Logano. Matt Benedetto led some laps because of fuel strategy, gets 21st. David Reagan gets 22nd. Bubba Wallace, 23rd. Michael McDowell led lots of laps because of fuel strategy, gets 24th. Clint Bowyer, the pole sitter, he finishes 25th. Clint Bowyer just got way back in the pack. He was smoking there for a little while. Yeah, it was just not good by Clint Bowyer. Today was a terrible day. An example of the Stewart-Haas cars not doing well, because they all started up front. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. started well. He had a problem on pit road, though. He gets 26th. Ryan Preece gets 27th. Corey LaJoie gets 28th. Landon Castle, 29th. Matt Tifft, 30th. Ross Chastain, 31st. J.J. Yaley, 32nd. B.J. McLeod, 33rd. Joe Nemechek, 34th. Garrett Smithy, I already talked about him and Kyle Busch incident really late in the race, caused Kyle Busch to get 19th. Kyle Busch was already way up there when that happened. Well, decently up there. Garrett Smithy gets 35th. Eric Jones, another one of our playoff contenders, gets 36th. The throttle was stuck. He got stuck in second gear. It destroyed his night. Not his fault. It was pretty early in the race when this happened. Eric Jones is now below the cut line in a pretty deep situation. It's not a must-win yet, but still, that's not good for Eric Jones. Reed Sorensen gets 37th. Joey Gase gets 38th. And last is Kurt Busch with a DNF. Kurt Busch was doing pretty well. Had a tire get cut because he and Martin Truex Jr. were made contact. Kurt Busch just slammed into the outside wall. His car was completely destroyed. They couldn't do anything about it. Kurt Busch gets a DNF in 39th place, last place, unlike Eric Jones, who was able to repair and get back on the track without a DNF. So that saved Eric Jones some points, while it did not to Kurt Busch. So, Martin Truex Jr. wins. He also won the second stage. Martin Truex Jr., showing Joe Gibbs their dominance. They have won more than half the races in the Cup Series this year. So thank you so much for watching. First race of the playoffs for the Cup Series. And yeah, the only guy happy is Martin Truex Jr. because he's the only guy who knows he's moving on to the next round. He has advanced by this win. So thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye, guys.